I go around and I go around and I go around, I go around. I'm always out, I am always out, I am always out, I'm always out. I keep running so I don't have to go.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see today, we obviously started with a little like reading vlog, and obviously the title kind of like says it all, but I didn't want to do like reading thrillers for 24 hours. I feel like I do this, like I want to do this every single October except like Halloween. Do I always do it? No. But this year I was like, we have to do it. We absolutely have to do it. I'm sorry, I feel like a piece of hair is like, I'm like, what are you doing? Sir, what are you doing? So I hope you guys will be able to see this. Fingers crossed. We are at 2 hours, 32 minutes, and 24 seconds. I realized, okay, maybe I should have given you guys a little intro before starting the reading. But unfortunately I did not. I was not thinking properly. So this is the first clip when I already read like a decent portion of the book. I'm at chapter 15. So basically page like 150. This book is 143 pages. I basically technically have less than 200 pages left. How am I feeling about this book? So this book is classified as horror, right? So it's not exactly a thriller, it's a horror. And I do like horror movies. I feel like part of the horror is like what you see. Like obviously there is like terror, that it's like there's the tension, it's the vibe and everything, which you can get from books. But I've never had a feeling of like horror like I do when I'm watching like horror movies. So I was very curious to see like how horror would be written in a book. Like obviously I do kind of like eventually want to get into Stephen King. Like obviously I've seen It, so I was like, you know, I've seen the TV show. I want to read the book to just get a vibe, and then from there I'll go read his other things, because it's like, yes, I do know the story of Ed, but I feel like I can really like see, okay, how is horror written, and then like base it off my reactions with the movie. I don't know. We'll see if I end up doing that. But yes, what's this book about? Like, it's horror. You have this girl who, her dad was kind of like, I mean, I wouldn't say he was a serial killer, but he murdered people. He was a very bad person. Well, I mean, we don't even know, because we kind of like see glimpse, like past, present. We know that he's a murderer, right? And her mom is sick, so she's going home to kind of like, I wouldn't say take care of her mom, but like be there for her mom and like get the house ready to sell and stuff like that. But her dad had like died when she was like much younger. In the past timelines, it's very creepy things. Like you see she has a good relationship with her dad. They're weird things, you know, like weird things about him that you start picking up on. And another thing that I find really interesting, so her mom is like sick. So obviously our main character Vera is assuming like it's cancer because her mom like is sick, right? But she never asked her mom what it was. And her mom like coughed up this like black gooey gunk thing. So she's like, wait a minute, that doesn't look like cancer. What is that? I'm feeling that there's some paranormal inside. I really don't know where this is going, but she has somewhat of an imaginary friend. I don't know if that imaginary friend plays, I don't know. I just really do not know what's going on, what to believe. But yeah, it's almost midnight. I think I'm gonna read like a tiny bit more before going to bed. I don't know if I'm gonna give you guys an update because I don't want to go to bed like too late, but I'm probably giving you guys an update tomorrow. I also want to mention that when I do my 24-hour reading vlogs, I don't go 24 hours like back to back. Like I can't do that. So I do like go from, like I set the timer and I go for 24 hours. I normally film these videos in like 3 days given how much I have going on. Currently I'm filming this at the end of my Thanksgiving break, because if you don't know, in Canada, Thanksgiving is in October and we basically have like a reading week. So that's when I'm filming this. I'm also like studying for midterm, so I don't know how many days this will be. But yeah, that's all the like preface, intro, whatever, first recap thing that we're doing. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna continue reading and I'll let you know where I am, what I think, and what I think will be happening in my next updates. have been reading for about 5 hours now. Where are we in this book? Okay, so how is the lighting? I don't know what to think. Maybe like 100 pages away from finishing the book. And there's definitely something paranormal going on. I feel like I'm personally in Vera's state right now because it's like, what's going on? There's so many creepy things. Like imagine you are in bed, chilling, comfy, napping. Your blanket gets pulled off of you, stored under the bed, and when you go to reach under to pick it up, something just like scratches your arm, and like you get a bed where you cannot fit anything under the bed, where it comes with like those like storage things under the bed. So there is like you don't see the floor. And then you wake up the next day, your bed, which was once next to the wall, is in the middle of the room. The bed is like propped up because one of your dresser cabinets is open and the foot of the bed is inside. That's creepy. That's weird. So I'm loving the vibes of this so far. Again, I generally do not know what is gonna happen, where we're gonna go, but we're gonna find out in a little while. Like, I'm currently sick, so this is my excuse to not do homework, to not study. I'm just gonna sit down and read today. I'm not sure which book I want to move on to next. I have a book by Frida McFadden. I have a book by, oh my god, I don't know, but I read a book by these two authors before. I have a bunch of options that I can choose from. But first, let's first finish this and we can chat about what we're gonna be reading next. Guys, we have officially finished Just Like Home. I think I'm gonna rate this book. Is it too bright? Anyways, I think I'm gonna rate this book 3 stars. It's not wow, it's not bad, it's just like a very solid book. So I feel like 3 stars is a good rating. I don't know if you heard that, but something happened outside. I was like surprised. I like gasped, but it wasn't like, oh my god, this is like insane. I don't know, like honestly, thrillers, I don't like paranormal aspects. I like when they're much more realistic. That's my personal thing. This, I feel like it's more horror than thriller, and I don't know, like I'm not sure how I feel about it, so I feel like 3 stars is like very solid. Like it's not a bad book, I just do not know how to feel. Book number 1 is done. I left my phone on my desk. Oh my god, let me go pick it up because I think I did not stop the timer. Yeah, I had forgotten to stop the timer, but we are at 6 hours and 30 minutes. I'm probably gonna like put a pause to this video to get some food. I was very rudely interrupted by my camera dying, but basically we're gonna be like looking at the next book that I'm gonna read. So one of the options is The Game by Scott Kershaw. I don't know what it's about, but I read The Chain by I forget who, and it's basically like you had to kidnap someone else's kid to save your own. I know that this isn't like that, but the whole like, oh, this is a game, there's like so many random people involved, that's kind of what like drew me into this book. So this is a potential option. Next we have The Guest List by Lucy Foley. This one I know it's like secluded island mystery. Like I read Lucy Foley books before, so I kind of like know what to expect from this. There's A Wife Between Us by Ger Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. I read An Anonymous Girl. Like I read another book by them and I really liked it. So another potential book, A Flicker in the Dark, is another thriller I have, but I don't think I'll go for it because there is the like, oh, her dad was like a serial killer, kind of the same vibe as Just Like Home. So I feel like even though I do really want to read it, I feel like might not be for this video. There's Secluded Cabin 6. This one is more like in the woods. Like I wanted to read it over the summer. So I don't know, we will see what I have, like what I decide to do. And there's also Rouge by Mona Wad. And I would love to read this, but I'm also like, I kind of want like thriller, not like I have to think about what's going on. So I feel like Secluded Cabin 6, we're not going to go for it. Like in the Dark, we're not going to go for it. Rouge, I'm still undecided, but I feel like first I want to get to The Game because also it's like a pretty thick book. So if I can get this off my shelf, that'll be great. After that, I generally do not know where we want to go. Let's put these books away for now. let's start the timer. Perfect. And let's get to reading the game. We have basically been reading the entire day. I've been like on and off, like doing a few school things. I do have an assignment. So I was like doing a few school things, doing some other things, coming back and reading. Little bit of like back and forth today. And let me just get the timer. Yes, so it has been 9 hours and 45 minutes, and we are at page 170 of the game. Okay, so going into this, I expected it to be like the chain, but I like it so much more. Okay, so basically what we have over here, we have 5 players, right? They all have someone who they love who has been captured, and they have to play the game to save the person, and there's only like one winner. We don't really know what is going on because at this point, all the players like know that they're in the game. They all like accept it to play, I guess, and they're being flown out to a location where we're assuming the game is gonna take place. Like they haven't all gotten to the location yet. I'm hooked. I'm obsessed. Again, 170 pages. I could not put this down. I need to go to bed because I'm filming a waking up at 5 a.m. for college vlog. I wasn't gonna do it because I was feeling sick. Throughout the day, I've been feeling better. So I truly think me being sick was like a lack of sleep and like stress and not taking care of myself because I had like exams and just stuff to present and to submit. Then it was Halloween. So I went out without a coat. Basically, my coat was like a Ferrari flag, which is not a coat, right? And then the day after, there was a football game we went to, and it's November, and like it's end of November in Montreal. It's freaking cold. So not very smart. And I just woke up today, like it was just not going well. I was sick, but I'm feeling better. So I'm like, might as well just film that video because that's coming out, I want to say a week after this video comes out. I think so, question mark, not really sure. But yes, I'm going to be filming that. So I do need to go to bed. It's like, what time is it? It's almost 11 o'clock, so I should be going to bed soon. But I think I'm gonna read like maybe one more chapter, then jump back into this tomorrow. Like I am waking up at 5 a.m. so I could get a bit of reading done before my class. So yeah, good night for now, and I'll bring you more updates of the game tomorrow. But honestly, so far loving it. It's giving above a 4-star energy. And we're back for updates. So first, I have finished the game. I love the ending. I love how it's like you would have never seen it coming. I feel like I wanted a tiny bit more, but I was still super satisfied, loved it. And I forget if I talked about it, but there's like a twist, like this is the past, this is the present. You kind of get the timelines mixed up. Like that's all I want to say. I actually really liked it. I think I'm gonna rate this, I don't know if I want to do 4 or 4.25. Not, I don't know. I'll see. Like, you'll probably know by the end of the month. I don't know if I'm going to do a wrap up in the month of December or not. Like, I know I'm not going to film a TBR. So I generally don't know if there's another wrap up coming before my like everything I read in 2024 video. We shall see. No promises. Because I generally don't know how busy I'm gonna be with finals. But yeah, love this. And then after that, we got like a pretty decent way into The Wife Between Us. This book, I'm pretty sure I already mentioned it. It's by Gur Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. I read An Anonymous Girl by them. Loved it. This book, I feel like it didn't grab me as much as that one until the end of part 1. Like, I was very like, okay, I don't, like, not that I wasn't interested, it was just like I wasn't like hooked. I wasn't like dying to know what happens next. So you have 2 points of views. You have basically the ex-wife and the new fiance, right? You see their point of views, and you kind of like, obviously the new fiance, you see her relationship with the guy, and then the ex-wife, you see like her relationship with the guy, and just like you don't really know what went wrong, but you're like seeing signs of like, okay, like do we know? No, but we can kind of like see where it's going. So I like that. And then at the end of season one, part one, how it's written, it like makes you question the entire part that you just read. That's all I want to say. I don't want to give anything away. I'm really, really liking it. I feel like, yeah, there's like 3 parts. So I'm probably going to update you guys after every single part because I feel like that makes sense. Where's my phone? I want to give you a little like glimpse into how we're doing time-wise. So yeah, here. We're at 17 hours and 20, I was going to say 30, 23 minutes. I feel like by the time I finish this book, I do not think I'm going to have time to read a full book, but I did get this like horror book from this like super cute like small town near where I live. Like if you're in Canada, more on like the East Coast, it's this little town called Merrickville, and there's a like type of like witchy store, and I saw books. I was like, oh my god, that's like so cool. So I looked at the books, and then I wanted to get a few things, but I was like, what kind of fits like the fall vibe? This like horror grouping of books. I don't have the book on me right now. I'm gonna show it to you guys when I finish The Wife Between Us. It's so pretty, looks so nice on my shelves, and it's like short stories. So I feel like, because I'm assuming since we're at 17 and a half, and I'm like, maybe how many pages? So I'm at page 165. It goes up to, okay, there's about like 220 pages left. Like, it's not gonna take me up to like the 24-hour mark, but I do not think I'd have enough time to start a new book. Like, I'll see, obviously, when we get there, if it makes sense to start a new book or not. But if there's, like, under 3 hours, I feel like it does not make sense. So I would go to that, get through those. Or I might want to start a new thriller. I don't know. We shall see. But anyways, those are my updates with that. It's currently 8:30. I do not know if I can finish part 2 tonight. Let's see. So I'm not gonna promise you an update tonight, but definitely an update tomorrow morning. let's just see. How long is it? Okay, it's already over 100 pages, which is fine. Okay, it's 130 pages. I'm gonna try to do it tonight. I promise. It's gonna happen tonight. It will happen tonight. Okay, so I've just finished part 2. I don't want to say much because I don't want to spoil it, but it's basically like, oh shit, we thought one thing, there's a whole other thing, plus we get some backstory. Just a lot has happened, but honestly loving it. Like, I'm eating it up, and I feel like I wasn't like super into it at the start, but now like I'm like hooked, I'm invested. Like I want to know what's happening next. So yeah, it's very late, so I'm gonna go to bed. But I basically have like less than 100 pages. I have like exactly 80 pages left. So I feel like I don't have class tomorrow. If I wake up early enough, I could probably finish this tomorrow. Then by tomorrow night, we finish this video. Possibly. I do not know. Also, so this was the book that I was like talking about before. I hope you guys can see it. I was like, I like the idea of this, but then also it's like, these are short stories, so I'm not gonna like just back to back read like 10 or more short stories. I was like, it doesn't make sense. So I think I'm gonna move on to another thriller. I don't know what I want to read. Like, this isn't a thriller, this is more crime, so I don't know if it counts. Because it's also a chunker, but then it's easy to, I don't know, like, so there was Angels and Demons by Dan Brown, which is like, comes before, the Da Vinci Code. Sorry, my phone like buzzed. So I was looking. What else? I have a book by Frida McFadden, The Inmate. I obviously I haven't read it yet. I lent it to my mom and she was like, it's really good. And I was like, okay, is it better than The Housemaid? She was like, honestly, I think it is. So I think I might just read The Inmate because I checked when she gave it back to me. It was like not that many pages. So I feel like we're gonna scrap the pretty short story book. I might read one for funsies, talk to you guys about it if I'm feeling it, but then we're gonna hop right into The Inmate. So depending on how things go tomorrow. Or can I read a bit more? I feel like I'll allow myself to read for another 30 minutes because I do need sleep. Absolute max an hour, but we're not going more than that, so I don't think I'm gonna finish it tonight. But we'll see. Like, if I am basically I don't know. I'm not gonna make promises because odds are I won't be sticking. Oh my god, I could also read Good Girl, Bad Blood. But then I didn't want to bring out a book where I'm like finishing book series, so I might leave that. I do not know. All that I know is that next time I talk to you guys, we'd be reading the fourth and final book of the video. So we just finished The Wife Between Us. Oh my god. Like, it started off as not really sure how I'm feeling, not really sure what's going on, to oh shit, plot twist. Then you get further along. Oh shit, double plot twist. Third part, oh shit, triple plot twist. When you find out who Emma is, that's shocking. I'm kind of like unsure about my rating because it took me part 1 to get invested, but then I was also like so invested once I got invested. So I don't know if I want to do 4 or 4.25. I feel like 4 makes more sense since it wasn't that initial like, okay, I want to know what happens next. I do have like a full day of class today. I'm not gonna start reading something else. I decided I am gonna read that short story book the collection of short stories. I'm gonna read that, and we might be finishing this video in under 24 hours. I don't know, because I'm gonna see how I feel, if I can like power through, do like many short stories. I just want to do like a few and then I'm fine. We shall see. Anyways, I need to go get ready. So I think I'm gonna call it over here. I just read 2 stories. I don't think I'm gonna try to fit in more. Like, I technically could read like maybe 4 more, but I feel like, I don't know, you know, like I feel like I cannot read a lot of short stories. It's not like it blurs in my mind, right? But basically I read, so this little bind up, I found it on Amazon, so I'll link it down below if you guys want to go check it out. This bind up has some like older, more classic horror stories and then some modern. So I read a modern one. How do I even explain it? It's some like body metamorphosis gore. The other one, it was an old-timey one. And at first I was kind of like confused. I couldn't really tell what was going on because the contrast of like modern to like maybe 18th, 19th century English, no, 19th, 20th century English was like a little jump. I still don't understand who's the mentally ill person, but like it had like that. It had some like animal attacks. Like, I like it, but I feel like since it literally is horror, let's maybe not read like 50 pages of like pure horror short stories. Really like that. I feel like this is a book that I'm gonna get through like super slowly, like maybe like every other night. Like, cause sometimes like when I go to bed, I don't have it in me to read like a 20-page chapter, but like a 20-page short story, I feel like that's manageable. So I feel like that's how I'm gonna handle this book. Let me just put a little bookmark inside. You know how I said at the beginning of this video that I'm probably going to film this in 3 days? I'm going to be perfectly honest, it has not been 3 days. My life just has been so chaotic. Genuinely, the final year engineering project. I'm probably going to talk about it more during my 2024 Wrapped, or just like talk about my life, and it's like a super chill video. I'm planning a 24 hours of reading Christmas holiday romances. I have that planned for like early mid-December. Seeing when this video is coming out, I do not know if it will be coming out on time. But whether it comes out December 10th or December 24th, you're getting a video like that. Don't forget to subscribe down below and hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video so I know to bring you more reading vlogs. And all that being said, stay safe, protect your vibe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!